Okay, I am back, and I have this complete. I've got it as far as I want to take it. So I'm going to have to hit it with some edge primer over quite a few areas on here. But it came out pleasingly. I'm impressed with how it turned out. I'm happy with it. This is not a showpiece. It will not be a showpiece. This is just basically to replace my damaged rim. That's all it's for. It too is damaged because of all the pitted corrosion that was all over the rim. I wanted to remove all the scaling and corrosion off of this rim as much as possible. I even took some of the scaling paint that was on the surface here that was scaling as well, because that will affect your balance when you get ready to balance this wheel. Let's say, for instance, you don't take care of the scaling of the rust and paint and everything on here, and you go ahead and just slap a rim on here, and let's say you got buildup in here, stuff like that. You're taking a chance of your bead not seating properly inside your rim. You're taking a chance of further down the road, this will scale some more, the rust will start flaking off in different areas on your rim, and you just had your rims balanced. And then 6 months later, all of a sudden, boom, you developed a vibration in your rim when actually you could have went maybe a year and a half before you had to rebalance it again. Could cost you some extra money. There are some places that will mount your tires. Walmart, believe it or not, for one of them, Walmart will mount your rim and balance it for you and then give you a free balance. So all you got to do is just when it gets out of balance, just take it back to them. They'll give you one free balance. They'll rebalance it again for you. There's places that'll do that for you. But let me go ahead and get your camera off the tripod, give you a little closer look on here. I want to show you a few things. I went ahead and used this first. Actually, wait a minute. Let me, before I get the camera off the tripod, I want to show you the measurements. You saw the disc before I started using it, and where's my calipers at? And it was a brand new disc, and the wire wheel was brand new. You saw that in the first video. And in this video, I want to show you the wear of all of the corrosion that I took off of this disc and how much it wore. So, where is it? I don't see it anywhere. I didn't take it in. I could have swore it up here. Maybe not. I'm sure. Oh, here it is. Here. Okay. But let's go ahead and zero this out. Make sure there's no debris on this. Sometimes you get debris on your calipers, and oh, there we go. It's on zero. Yeah, see, I had debris in there, and I cleaned the debris off, and it went right back to zero. So, all right. So anyhow, I want to show you on the inside of this disc. Let's see if I give you a good view here. Let's measure the back side of it, which is back here. Just this back side here. I want to measure it because it didn't take as much off back there as it did out front. So that's right there. And that says that is 3.7. So we took, looks like 3/10. We wore 3/10 down on the back side of the disc. The front edge is at, because you usually use your front edge a lot more, and it is at just a hair past 5. We'll just say 3.5. So I took a ½ an inch off of this side, just doing this entire rim, cleaning it up. So the entire rim only just basically eliminated a ½ an inch on here. Now this surface right here, it said that it was 1 inch thickness. So let's see just the edge of it. I want to check just the edge of it because I don't use in here, and see how much I took off just using the surface of it. So we'll go just the edge of it. Okay. And it looks like we are at, it is over 1 inch. So it came to me over 1 inch, or basically it never wore down. So I just basically didn't get on that surface too much at all. But I did. I did use this surface some on the inside because I had to clean the mating surfaces of the wheel when it sets against the spindle on the car to make sure that they have a positive contact. So yeah, it did not wear down a whole lot. And if it's only going to wear a half an inch, doing I did this surface here. I did 6 inches in and 12 inches diameter. So, so that's 12 inches across, which is going all the way around, and 6 inches in. That's quite a bit of surface. I'm not going to do the math in my head or anything. I am horrible at math in my head. I would have to have my calculator out here, and I'm not going to go get my calculator right now. So anybody wants to figure that up, the square inches, how much of cleaning that area is, then that's fine. But I also cleaned inside the rim as well. There was a little bit of scaling on the inside of here. Not much, just a tiny bit, because the tire rested on the inside of here, so it kept most of the moisture out of it. I went ahead and removed the valve. I went ahead and removed the valve stem. Did it real carefully so I can reuse it. Because I see nothing wrong with that valve stem. It's in really good condition. It even still has the powder coating on it from when it was new. So I'll go ahead and reuse that. So let me get you off the tripod there. I'm going to show you a few things on this rim. There's one bad spot on here that is concerning me, and I'll show you that. It has to do with the bead seating on the inside of the rim. So let me get you off of the camera stand here. And where are you at? Oh, there you are. You're back here. I have a little lever on the back that just releases it. That's all it does. There we go. Okay. This is, I have some pretty good lighting in my garage. It's not too bad, but it's not enough lighting to get some good focus in here. And I went ahead and shot my resolution up on the rim as much as I can. But you can see, basically, just on the surface here, I did not use that wheel. Okay, I went ahead and just used the wire wheel because that wheel would not fit down in this groove here. So I just took the wire wheel, cleaned up the scaling that was on the inside of there just to get rid of some of it. And I cleaned off some of the numbers here. Just so that I can have references to the numbers when I go ahead and repaint it. I can see the numbers well. Some of these numbers, technicians at a garage will use them to set up their machine depending upon what type of machine they're using. And even this, come in. There's someone knocking at my door.
Stop the camera?
So, no, I'm not going to stop the camera, but it's not aiming at you. Come on in here, honey. You ain't going to hurt nothing. I'm just talking. Anyhow, right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a small mark right here on the rim. That's even used by the technician at the tire balancing shop. That when they set their machine up, they use that as their starting reference point on some machines. But yeah, I went ahead and made sure I cleaned up some of the markings on here just so we can see what they are. But I'm getting a lot of glare on here, so I don't know if you can see them or not. But you can see right there that this is made by Silbo, is what it looks like. Yeah, looks like it says Silbo 22, which 22, I'm not quite sure what the 22 means. But the 4.00 means 4 inches across, which means it's 4 inches from here to here on your inside measurement. And then it's by 12, which is a 12-inch rim. Very small rim. I think it's the smallest rim they make on automobiles, actually. At least I don't know of any other smaller rims, unless it's a foreign automobile of some sort. And then there's a 12-12 on there, which is that'd be your 12th month, and 23 is the 23rd of 1989. You probably can't see that real well, but I can see it. but it says 89 right there. So that's the date that this was stamped, and it's a J right here. So that is a J. This is a J type design rim that they use. But all these mean something to the person who is going to be mounting, or well, not just mounting your rim on here, but balancing it. I'm going to mount the tire on the rim myself. That's no big deal. There's alignment marks that are on your tire that you want to line up with this little mark here also, so I need to read up on that a little bit more to make sure I get that lined up properly. Has to do with balancing because of your valve stem and everything else. So, because all that stuff can be thrown off. Wanted to show you on the inside here how well of a job it did. It did a really decent job. I mean, it's not bad at all. I mean, you saw what the corrosion was like on there before, and it cleaned it right up. Like I said, I only went 6 inches in. You can see all the pitting. The wire wheel cleaned all of that pitting out of there, so it doesn't look bad at all. That's fine for me. I really don't care, if it's pitted or not. It's just a replacement rim. This surface here, I made sure that it was spotless and clean, almost to a mere finish. You can see these divots right here, the rings that are going around. Those are important because those actually have to set on the spindle itself. Has to line up with it, and you can't have debris. You can't have debris underneath these surfaces at all, or you're going to get basically a camber effect on your tire. But yet your tire or the wheel is going to be rotating, and this camber effect is going to make your tire wobble back and forth. If you get something underneath there, I mean, it's like having a pebble underneath, one side of your shoe or something. It'll make you walk sideways. So you have to make sure that surface is clean. And when I go to mount this on the car, I will take my spindle and do the exact same thing. I will wire wheel it, clean it off and everything. I'll take some edge primer and I'll spray it on the surface just for an even, like 1 mil coating on there. Probably not even a mil, probably like a 0.02 mil or something like that, a coating of an edge primer on there just to etch the surface. And then I'll throw a primer on there, like maybe a 0.5 mil coating of a primer of some sort. And then another 0.5 mil coating of some type of paint to protect the surface, and let those dry for a couple days, and then mate the two surfaces together. Or I can even take my, salamander over there, and I can set this stuff right in front of the salamander for a couple hours and just let it go ahead and bake. Just bake the surface on there, and it'll dry all of your solvents out of the paint very quickly. All right. But I just want to get that showed to you. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here again. And this probably is going to be video number 2 anyhow. So, but yeah, I'm pleased with how it turned out.